Sam Nzima, the photographer who took that iconic Hector Peterson photograph, will today be commemorated for his contribution to South Africa's history. His foundation will host an event that will not only focus on his life, but will look at intergenerational challenges facing creatives and how artists can negotiate and protect their work for posterity. So for more on the story, we're joined now by the chairperson of the Sam Nzima Foundation, also his son, Thulani Nzima, via our video link this morning. Thulani, it's great to talk to you this morning. And it's only the second commemoration today, of course, due to COVID-19. Welcome.
Good morning, Michael. Let me just correct something. It is not the second commemoration. It is actually the fourth commemoration. Sam Nzima passed on in 2018, and since then we took a decision as both the family and the foundation to commemorate him every year. This is the second edition of the memorial lecture.
Right.
We launched the first one at the Constitution Hill last year. From that point of view, yes, it is the second edition of the memorial lecture.
Yeah. And it's an important theme that you've decided to take, and one that is so fitting insofar as Sam Nzima's legacy is concerned.
Yeah, the background to it is the fact that Sam Nzima himself struggled for 22 years to get copyright of the Hector Peterson image that he took. The kind of challenges that it dealt with then are still so prevalent today. What we are looking at is to say, how can people in the artist industry, the creatives, the poets, musicians, protect, negotiate their rights to avoid the kind of situation that Sam Nzima went through. So it is very important that we look at the intergenerational challenges that reflect those kind of challenges, even though we're talking about the fourth industrial revolution in the way that media is consumed today. The challenges seem to be the same. And then we need to highlight what could be the solutions. We don't just want to talk about challenges. We want to also indicate what solutions can be there to help our artists to make sure that their livelihood is well protected.
Yeah. Well, this is a wonderful and very practical initiative that the foundation is taking, Thulani. The foundation's also doing a lot of other work, isn't it, insofar as the Sam Nzima Legacy Center is concerned. And that is a school of excellence that includes a whole range of things, including a photojournalism school. Tell us more about that initiative. I understand you've already secured a piece of land.
Yes, I'm taking the Legacy Center itself and why we even call it the Legacy Center. That's because we have already acquired a 3.5 hectare piece of land where the Legacy Center is going to be built. This is the place where Sam Nzima was laid to rest. His grave is going to be a shrine, a monument, if you like, something to be very proud of. On this site, we are going to build, among other things, something that resonates with the life of Sam Nzima, a school of excellence, which translates into the school of journalism, which will make sure that at least we tap on the rural child who has aspirations to be a journalist. We will also focus on the early child development. We are building a museum that will be representing the history of the people of Mpumalanga. We're using this center to tell the story of the lives of the people of Mpumalanga, not just the life of Sam Nzima. We are also going to make sure that this place becomes a melting pot for the cultural diversity that exists in Mpumalanga and make sure that there is sustainability in the center that we're building. But we want to make sure that at all of this time, as we do these things, the indigenous knowledge system is very much preserved, because those are the kind of things that make our people tick. So the School of Excellence is one part of it, and we will make sure that the students who go through the Sam Nzima Legacy Center in the School of Excellence are getting the correct accreditation, because we will be linked with a proper institution of higher learning that will give students the correct accreditation. So it will be a satellite university of kind, if you like. Let me just give you this quick anecdote. We call him Dr. Sam Nzima today. The reason for that and why we are at the Tshwane University of Technology Mbombela campus today is because in 2020, Tshwane University of Technology saw it fit to bestow the honor of a posthumous doctoral degree in photojournalism to Sam Nzima. So it is not an accident that we meet here today on this very important day, putting a peg on the sand and saying Sam Nzima is very much interlinked with June 16. The history of South Africa is very much interlinked with Sam Nzima. It is because he captured that moment, that historic picture, that iconic image, that today we can celebrate June 16. Very few people know about the man behind the picture. So this is one of the things that we want to continue to link and make sure that as we talk about this important day, we also talk about the man behind the picture.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, Thulani, I would go as far as to say 1976 and the Soweto uprisings are synonymous with Sam Nzima. In fact, your information from your foundation, I've got it here in front of me, just insofar as your commemorations are concerned, it talks about an opportunity to honor the bravery and naivety of this man who back in 1976 dared the police brutality to capture this iconic image in our history. In your mind, and as his son, do you think that he has been honored in the way that he deserves?
I'll be very frank with you. The answer is no. I don't think he has been honored enough. We are celebrating June 16 today. As a family and as a foundation, we actually have to invite people to join us at this event. Our view is that if Sam Nzima was as important during his life and his contribution as we make him to be, it shouldn't be us organizing an event of this nature. It should be some other people doing it and inviting us to that kind of occasion. Sam Nzima himself died a very poor man, but he was very much unselfish. On this day, he was always very excited. The picture abruptly terminated his life as a journalist. No, he's not sufficiently recognized, especially inside South Africa. But outside the country, the world over, they know about Sam Nzima. There is a school in Germany that has been named after the Hector Peterson image, and it's called the Hector Peterson School. And this is in honor of a man that in the country. If I started off by asking how many people know who took this picture, actually it could be very embarrassing that some of the people don't know who took the picture. So our view is no, it's not being recognized enough. But we're not going to make an issue of that. As a family and as the foundation, we are doing the bit that we can to make sure we keep his legacy going. I'm telling you that this is the 4th edition.
Yes.
And we are putting together various components of it so that we continue to remember Sam Nzima in different ways. Tomorrow, we are having the Sam Nzima Golf Day and Gala Dinner as a fundraising event. These are some of the things that we are doing to make sure that his legacy lives on, and we can never dare to forget about Sam Nzima.
Yeah, and he certainly deserves for that legacy to live on. Thulani Nzima, let me thank you for your time this morning and wish you all of the best for the various plans that the Sam Nzima Foundation has going forward insofar as preserving Dr. Sam Nzima's legacy. Thanks very much for joining us on this Youth
Michelle,
Day.
thank you very, very much, and thanks to the viewers of our channel, Newzroom.
Thank you, Thulani. Thanks very much.